Your Eminence, Your Lordships, Venerable Maha Sangha and all religious dignitaries, Your Excellencies and their colleagues, members of the diplomatic corps. Permit me to recognize them individually. Of course, we have seen the resident coordinator of the UN, and we have the high commissioners, ambassadors, and chargés d'affaires of some of the countries that also lost their beloved citizens. Here present with us, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the European Union, Japan, the Netherlands, Bangladesh, Switzerland, Turkey, India, Australia, France, and the Deputy of the European Union. Thank you, Excellencies, for being here with us. Dear Reverend Fathers, of course, the professionals, lawyers, and co, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather here to commemorate a tragedy shrouded in obscurity that was executed in all its brutality 5 years ago. The memory of that gruesome massacre is difficult to fade and come to terms with. Even today, we stand in these symbolic premises in solemn remembrance of and prayers for the innocent lives lost, families shattered, and communities wounded. May we work tirelessly to ensure that such a senseless and horrendous act never happens again. In honoring and remembering the victims, we pledge to stand together in solidarity, to embrace diversity and build a future where every individual, every community is valued, respected, and accepted. We turn our grief into action in the continuous search for justice, and our sorrow into hope in the search for truth, as we strive to create a world where love triumphs over hatred, justice over controversies. Certainly, the perpetrators of the 2019 attack have been forgiven long ago in the Christian spirit. But forgiveness is more than a matter of ignoring or of merely trying to forget. When the Holy Father, Pope Francis, met the delegation of the victims of the attacks in the Vatican 2 years ago, he expressed his closeness to the families and pleaded with the country's authorities. I quote, "Please, out of love for justice, out of love for your people, let it be made clear once and for all who were responsible for this event." We hope and pray that the new developments help sooner than later to resolve the controversies regarding that deadly act and bring the investigations into a conclusive end and justice met. The Holy See's condemnation of terrorism is absolute. There are no ideological, political, philosophical, racial, ethnic, or religious reasons to justify or excuse it. Terrorism violates fundamental human dignity and rights. The terrorists' disdain for life and fundamental freedoms, their unspeakable crimes, and the utter barbarity of their acts cannot leave us indifferent. For this, the Holy See calls for actions to eliminate terrorism. Words of mere condemnation, however sincere, are not enough. Actions are required to eliminate this scourge at its roots anywhere in the world, and particularly by more cohesive measures at the international level. All governments should engage with the civil society to address the challenges faced by those individuals and communities most at risk of radicalization and recruitment, with a view to fostering their social integration, and especially through education. Furthermore, religious leaders must take the lead in rejecting the narratives and ideologies that engender radicalization, hatred, and extremism. Religions must unite in confronting and rejecting all forms of religious bigotry, stereotyping, and disrespect for what other people hold sacred. The Holy See continues to advocate the practice of encounter, of dialogue, of building bridges as antidotes to radicalization and extremist violence. At the same time, in the midst of our divided and fragmented world, today devastated by wars and hatred in various places and parts of the world, we reiterate the call to promote the values of peace, coexistence, and the common good, wishing that differences are resolved in dialogue and negotiation, and not with a mountain of dead. I thank you for your attention, and may God bless you all.